You are now listening to the Bullseye Podcast, brought to you by AFI Advisors. Sit back, get comfy, and keep all arms and legs inside the vehicle when in motion. And now, here is Josh, Peter, and Brian.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Bullseye Podcast, brought to you by AFI Advisors. I am Josh Shores, Director of Marketing and Development here. We have a very special guest with us today, Miss Megan Davidson, Director of Development at Northeast State. Megan, welcome.
Thank you.
We also have old trusty Peter Raber here.
I'm here.
Holding down the hot seat. We gave Brian a chance to go take care of some accounts. We subbed in Megan, so I think we upgraded just a tad, I think. We're really excited to have you here. We know that Northeast State has been celebrating their 60-year anniversary all of this calendar year. You guys have done some tremendous videos, articles. I've just seen so much scattered all over the internet about really just how this school and this community has grown. Mm-hmm. And we really hope to dive into that more with you today. We want to share some of that story because we are a little bit of that story. So, Megan, tell me, how did you end up being at Northeast State?
I actually am a benefit of the Northeast State Foundation. I'm a first-generation college student, and I was lucky enough to have applied for a scholarship and got the Wayne Baszler Scholarship, which really kind of just motivated me to actually want to attend school. I didn't think it was something that was going to happen for me. Attended Northeast State, loved it so much, was such a great experience for me. And so following graduation, I applied for a job and got a job to work for Dr. Bill Locke in the president's office. And then that was in 2003. And here I am today as director of development.
Does it feel like it's been that long?
Not at all. Not at all.
You think about it, that's a long time to be on campus. I mean, you go from student, into some sort of a faculty role. That's a lot of time on campus. But the reason I like that and the reason I wanted to talk to you was you've been there through a huge chunk of the growth.
Yeah. So in 2000, the institution looked completely different. We only had one paved parking lot. Everything was gravel. We didn't have a library, humanities building, and the growth that I saw just as a student is we built a library, a humanities building, and just recently built a beautiful technical building. I believe you've toured it with me, and Peter, of course, has seen it. HVAC, electrical, entertainment technology, welding, and so on. Starting out with a vocational school to now a comprehensive community college.
I do remember that tour. I think that was maybe a year ago or something like that, but I was truly just blown away by everything that was in that building. No wasted space. Seems like every inch is dedicated to a mission and a space. And I get really excited about that because I know that the landscape of college is changing. And I know that there are huge, huge needs, especially in our area, that Northeast State tries to cover for students. So I was just blown away when I saw that building. Peter, I know that you've been involved with the foundation, leading the foundation on the board and also just being a board member, but how did you get involved early on?
So I got involved in 2012, and at the time they were looking for investment and finance expertise to be on, the investment and finance committees. And that's kind of my entryway into a lot of organizations that I get involved with. And so Dad and I both joined the board at that time. And so a tremendous amount of things have changed since then. I've been on almost every committee, I think, at this point. I think I've missed out on a few of them, but it's been just a unbelievable amount of growth. And as you were talking about, that building that is world class. It really is. The TEC is one of those buildings that I think a lot of people in our community have no idea exists, and the amount of technology that's in there, the things that they're doing with like the automotive and aeronautical things, it's unreal. And so, but I've been involved for a while. I've done the chair role, the vice chair, the treasurer, nominating, finance, investments, all that fun stuff. So I've gotten to see it from a lot of different angles.
That's neat, though, because a lot of people don't.
Oh, for sure.
The college has grown tremendously, but even deeper than that, you think about the foundation work, and that's really where I want to spend a little bit of time. What role does the foundation play within the college?
The foundation actually was celebrating their 40th year as well. We
don't talk about that.
Well,
60
the 60th is
bigger.
Yeah. And so we were established really for a fundraising arm of the college. We wanted to start scholarships for our students to help with tuition. The foundation helps with academic programming, internal grants, student needs projects. So that was really its starting. We had endowment challenges, and now Peter and I actually had a phone call. Yesterday afternoon with our investment manager, and just to see how much we've grown over 40 years is tremendous.
I have some statistics.
Okay.
On my paper.
Okay.
There's one thing that really jumped out at me looking through all these, and these are all incredible things and very noteworthy. But one thing I really liked is I saw there's a 95% job placement rate and 98% of graduates leave debt-free.
Correct. Yeah.
That doesn't happen in college now.
Well, that's why I brought it up, because that's unheard of.
Right.
That's another reason we're here having this conversation. Anything we can do to get that messaging across, because I think especially now in 2026, college doesn't necessarily look like what college looked like 20 years ago. Where does a lot of that donor funding go within the college? How do you decide which programs need, a little extra push or a little extra help? How do you guys make those decisions with donor funds?
Yeah, I think that evolves over time. We have a lot of restricted gifts and endowments that are donors are very passionate about what they like to give to, whether it be technology, healthcare, et cetera. One program I believe that has really grown since after COVID is our student needs program. As you probably know, it's not just students struggling. Everybody is kind of struggling through the economy right now. And while a lot of our students have their tuition and fees and books paid for, they're juggling work, and they're juggling how to take care of their kids and put gas in their car and pay for groceries. So we developed this program where our students can apply for help. So another thing that with that student needs program that I'm really kind of proud of is we were really kind of worried, like when students came back from COVID, how are they going to eat on campus? So we created some pop-up pantries within each building so that if a student is hungry, needs something to eat, they're just welcome to come in, grab something to eat, and go amongst their day. So, I think the student needs program has been something that's really been passionate for me lately. We also, we support a lot of our academic programming, and we have some really good programs that have come up recently: rad tech, culinary arts, aviation. They're not cheap programs, so anything that we can do to help students really persist.
Aviation makes sense. You guys are literally beside the airport.
So we have, I don't know if you've been to the hangar, either one of you. We have a little hangar, which is really cool. It's a maintenance program, and our students, there's a waiting program, but these guys are leaving there with an incredible opportunity for work.
I think the need for the services and the classes you all provide are more crucial now than ever. And, nowhere else can you talk about students with 95% job placement and debt free.
With a community college, like I said, we have community in the name.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that's really important that we do is we work with our industry partners to really see what the need is in the community, so that when our students graduate, they can get a job within the community. That could be with healthcare. It could be with, like I said, aviation, welding, HVAC. The programs are endless.
And one of those things too is, especially, I think this is so important for the future, is these are not jobs that AI is going to take away. And so we're seeing this shift now as AI is taking away jobs in the, I guess, purely just knowledge-based sector, and being able to actually, perform these type of tasks and these type of job settings is something that's going to protect these graduates from that. And going forward, they're in a much better position. I mean, you look at, a plumber nowadays can charge whatever they want if they're, nice to you when they show up and they do the job right. Same thing with HVAC and everything else. And so it's well positioned for what the next generation of students is going to need. And so, if you come out of school right now with a history degree, you can be a teacher, but there's not a lot past that, that you can do. And you've gone into, like you said, a significant amount of debt potentially to get that type of degree.
Because I remember, we have a college advisor or whatnot, but that college advisor is there to kind of help you navigate through the intermingles of the school process. But I'm talking about someone sitting down with you one-on-one and saying, hey, you can major in history. That's completely fine. It's going to end up costing you X amount of dollars. Here's your potential to get a job. Here's what the expected pay is. I don't know that are people having those conversations.
It's very much on the family at this point. Now, they're not to say that there aren't tremendous guidance counselors, especially in our local schools. Yeah. They do a really good job, but nationwide, there isn't that access. I know, the other thing that you're trying to do, and, as I've said before, Henry's 17, he's going into his senior year. They want you to know what your life looks like at that age, because if you're going to go $100,000 into debt or more, you want to do it for something that you're going to actually, but how many times, will a 17-year-old change their mind? Henry's been through about 15 different careers in his head of what he might do. And it's tough. And so community colleges, especially for those first 2 years for the kids who are moving on into a 4-year degree, can be a tremendous amount of support and a good place where you're not incurring debt. You're getting your basic classes out of the way. And, whether it's the dual enrollment route, which we've done, a little bit, or just straight up going there straight out of college, or out of high school, it's a tremendous asset to our community. But nobody's really sitting down, like you said, with these kids, except, parents. And we've always seen that the kids who have quality family life support are the ones who do better, unless you do have somebody in the system that can help lift them out and work with them. And there's just too many kids to hit them all.
I just feel like over the years, we've done a huge disservice to a lot of students by just letting them kind of pick and choose whatever they want and waiting until they get into the real world for them to realize, oh crap, I probably messed up. And that's such a defeating feeling.
We haven't really talked about, but we have Tennessee Promise and Tennessee Reconnect here in Tennessee, where the last dollar, after you've gotten your Pell Grant and all that, it's functionally free. You still have some, and the foundation fills in a lot of those gaps of other things, whether it's books or labs or fees or things like that.
When we started playing with the 60, one of our goals was visibility and connection. And so that's why we decided to have videos each month featured from alumni. And one in particular that just actually aired maybe a couple of weeks ago. And it's really like a personal connection with me now, because when they started at the institution, I believe it was around 2007, and they were actually my student workers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Laura and Jeremy Williams, they were featured. They went on and went to graduate school, and they got married. They have a kid, and just really are successful. And just having that story shared to see what I saw from the beginning and just the growth of where they are today is incredible.
When you guys are sitting around and looking into the future, what's something that you get really excited about?
Really in the immediate future, some things that I'm really excited about just in the coming months are some ways that we are connecting with the community. We're hosting some events that we really want to have available for community to come out and see our campus, help fundraise for scholarships. Yeah, we're having a golf tournament. I believe you all participated in it last year.
We came in second.
Which actually, we raised enough money to start an endowment, which is more than a $10,000 level. So we did a pretty good job. We're actually having a concert too. I don't know if you've seen it. Sam Bush. We're going to have it outside at the amphitheater on campus. And then we're going to have a celebration at the end of the year, a gala to just kind of celebrate the 60th and all accomplishments and talk about, what that future looks like. And, it's going to be ever changing, but we're going to just really work with our industry partners, see what that looks like.
I think the kicker for you all is to get people on campus, get people visiting, because you really have to go see it to, understand the magnitude of it. Like the building that we walked through, the new one, I don't think pictures would do that building justice. You need to really walk through there and see all of the space that's being used. And you guys got some sound engineering stuff going on. You got media tech, all of those things. Got a nice facility over there with state-of-the-art equipment on all of that stuff. That's kind of some stuff I nerd and geek out on. I'm blown away by the opportunities that are at Northeast State, and I hope that people come to realize that these are right here in our backyard.
So what's something unique that I'm really excited about with the Sam Bush concert is it involves our students in the entertainment technology program. So they're getting practical on hands-on experience, real world experience. So that morning before the concert, they prep the stage, the sound, the lighting, and then throughout the concert, we'll work the production.
Nice.
So that's always kind of a neat feature there with that, just to see, have our students involved in actually what the potential is for them.
That's really what I love to hear. I love to hear that, these universities are getting students hands-on with projects, hands-on with the real world, learning the things that screw up on the fly and you have to fix them. Like, that's life. So Megan, thinking through, how can businesses, the community, alumni, all these people, how can they get involved with Northeast State and become part of what's going on?
Yeah, there's tons of things that their community can get involved with, such as the events, being a mentor. If starting a scholarship is something passionate you're about, we can do that as well. Really just even we started a campaign at the beginning of this 60-year where people can actually share their story, even if they're not an alumni, but somehow Northeast State, how it impacted them. We have a lot of faculty that participate in that. And there's other community partners, such as even Peter, that really have volunteered their time to help Northeast State.
It's been really interesting to see the evolution of kind of where we started where I started in 2012 to where we're at now. The TEC didn't exist. The culinary program, which is just coming online, which I think is going to be tremendous. For those people who maybe aren't aware, culinary is not an easily accessible degree path. A lot of it is through community colleges. There's not a lot that's local. So that's going to be something that in the hospitality area and everything else locally that's going to be great. I'm excited to see where we go next. And so as the foundation has grown, we've been able to help out in different ways and fill some gaps. And so that always enables the people who are actually doing the day-to-day work, like Megan and Dr. McCord and everybody else, to do the things that are those exciting new frontiers of learning. And I think that's what I get excited about. And, as a lot of people probably know, I speak at graduations on behalf of the foundation, and to see the number of kids who cross those stages with advanced degrees who I know are just going out into our community and are making our community better, that gets me really excited. Especially the ones who, like Megan was saying earlier, the ones who graduate from Northeast State before they walk for their local high school. Because you can do that, which it's absolutely mind-boggling to me. So day one after high school, they can go out and be a productive member of society in a field that is desperately needed.
Megan, how do you do under pressure?
How do I do under pressure? Depends on what it's for.
Well, it's on camera right now. How are you feeling? You got butterflies?
No, I feel good.
Look nervous.
Good. I feel good to be here.
We're going to do a lightning round.
Okay.
This is very simple. Just going to ask you 2 questions, and all you have to do is say the first thing that pops into your head.
Okay.
Quickly. Yeah, quickly. It's not as fun if we sit here in awkward silence while you determine what you want the answer to be. But question number 1. What do you, Megan, think the best cereal of all time is?
The best cereal of all time?
First of all, do you eat cereal?
I do.
Okay, then you need to answer this.
I ate cereal yesterday for lunch. I know, right? So
it's okay. You're a new mom. That's totally cereal for lunch or dinner.
Like the only thing when I was walking out the door that was handy enough to feed me that day, right? So it was granola. I mean, I'm trying to eat healthy.
Okay, well, what is the best of all time? Not what did you eat yesterday? Like, what is the best of all time? Because I feel like granola cereal's not going to be on that list. It's delicious.
So let's see. Best of all time would be, what did I eat when I was a kid? Like Cocoa Pebbles?
Cocoa Pebbles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can get down with Cocoa Pebbles.
It's the milk.
Yeah.
At the milk afterwards is high quality.
Cocoa Pebbles does have great after milk. I don't know if that's a thing. I just made that up.
It's the milk.
Yeah. All right. Question number 2. What is one thing that you hope that people think and say about you?
Gosh, that is a hard question.
It is a hard question. We're lightning round.
Okay. Well, I mean, if in regards to Northeast State, that they know my passion, I have an institutional dedication to the institution. And I feel that Peter, I would hope that you think that, I really do love my job. What I get to see. One thing I was going to mention that Peter and I get to attend every year is we have a scholars reception where we get our donors and our scholarship recipients together so they get to connect. And that's really one of the most exciting times of the year for me.
Oh, it's fabulous. It really is.
It really is. It really helps the donors really see where their funds are going to. So as we were planning for the 60th, we wanted to come up with a tagline. I don't know if you know what it is. The whole point of, the future is we're just getting started.
Well, Megan, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming. We really want to take any opportunity we can to highlight what's going on at Northeast because we do believe in what you guys are doing and we see the need and we think that it's incredibly crucial to have these programs available for students in all walks of life. I think sometimes we get confused and just think that students are college students, rather, folks just graduating high school, but students look very different at all walks, all stages of life. So we appreciate your passion and your desire to help with that. And Peter, we're thankful for you stepping up with the foundation and helping make some of these things possible for these students. Thanks for watching. Look us up at afiadvisors.com. Follow us on all of our social channels, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Bullseye Podcast. Do you want to sponsor the show or maybe even be a guest? Contact us at connect@afiadvisors.com to get the conversation started. Thank you for all of the continued support.